word of life.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to get right into the anatomy of one of the most dramatic stories ever told, the Great Flood. We're going to explore the why and the how behind this epic cataclysm, pulling everything straight from the source text.
I mean, really think about that for a second. That's the core question that kicks this entire story into motion. It's a pretty heavy idea, right? So let's jump into the text and see what was going on in the world that could possibly provoke such an extreme reaction.
Before a single drop of rain even falls, the narrative spends a lot of time building a case for why the flood was, in its view, necessary. And the problem, as the story tells it, started with us, with humanity itself.
So right from the get-go, the text draws this direct line between population growth and, well, a total breakdown of order. It seems like the more people there were, the more problems there were. And as you're about to see, these weren't small problems. We're talking cosmic-level issues.
And this is where things start to get really strange. The story brings in these mysterious figures, the sons of God. And people have debated for centuries who they were. Fallen angels, maybe powerful kings, who knows? And they start having children with human women. And the result? Well, you get giants, a new breed of powerful, famous heroes. It's a very clear signal that the world is veering way off its intended course.
Wow, the condemnation here is just total. It's staggering. It's not just about people doing bad things. The text says the problem is at the very source of human thought. Every imagination, every thought was only evil continually. That's a diagnosis of complete and utter corruption, from the inside out.
So, with all this pervasive internal wickedness, we get to what is maybe the most shocking and human part of the entire story. A truly devastating emotional reaction from God.
And this right here, this is the critical turning point. The language is so personal, so full of pain. The Creator isn't just portrayed as angry or disappointed. The text says, he is filled with regret and grief. It's like the sorrow of an artist looking at a masterpiece that has been completely ruined.
So, what comes from all this grief? A decision that is just as profound, to wipe the entire slate clean. And notice the scope here. It isn't just about humanity. The plan is to destroy every living creature on the land and in the sky. A total reset.
So just when it seems like it's game over for, well, everything, the story introduces one single, crucial exception to this rule of total corruption.
And this just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? The text sets up this perfect contrast. On one side, you have the entire earth, which is described as corrupt and violent. And on the other side, you have Noah, who is presented as the exact opposite, a just man who walked with God.
The text is really specific about why Noah is the exception. It's not just a vague compliment. He's righteous, he's morally whole or perfect, and he has this close personal relationship with the divine. And it's for these reasons the story tells us that Noah found grace.
Okay, so Noah gets this grace, right? But it's not a get-out-of-jail-free card. Nope, it comes with a job. And what a job it is. This is the blueprint for survival, and it's basically one of the most famous construction projects in history. God doesn't just say, hey, build a big boat. Noah is given a very specific, detailed blueprint. We're talking about a vessel that was roughly 450 feet long. To put that in perspective, that is 1.5 football fields. It had to be built from a certain kind of wood, sealed with pitch inside and out, and designed with 3 separate decks. This isn't just a project, it's a colossal undertaking.
So, the whole mission gets broken down into these 4 monumental tests. Think about it. Noah has to become a master shipbuilder, a zookeeper, a quartermaster, and the leader of his family, all while the world around him is just carrying on, completely unaware of what's coming.
But you see, this whole thing was way more than just building a floating zoo to survive. It was about forging a special kind of agreement and taking on the responsibility for the future of all life on the entire planet.
And this is a really key concept in the story, the covenant. God explicitly promises to establish this special pact with Noah. This takes the whole task to another level. It isn't just a survival plan anymore. It's a sacred agreement that shows God isn't just destroying, he's also actively working to preserve life through this one family.
I love this part. The entire, massive, mind-bogglingly complex mission to save the animal kingdom, it all gets boiled down to one simple, elegant number. 2. A male and a female. It's the most basic principle of biology for repopulation, and it's at the very heart of Noah's mission.
So after all that, building this colossal ship, gathering all the animals, stocking all the food, the narrative lands on this one, final, crucial point: Noah's complete and total obedience. Faced with a set of commands that must have sounded absolutely insane, he just did it all.
You know, the story of Noah is all about making these radical, almost impossible choices in the face of total destruction. It really makes you think about what we consider truly essential. It's a story about a world ending, for sure, but maybe more importantly, it's about that incredibly difficult decision of what is actually worthy of a new beginning.